Hello guys, this is my next video for those students who are preparing for CBSE class 10 board examination. Now shows the study exam is up to, you have a very little time, lot of questions of social study are there. So uh, it's my आप ये समझ लीजिए छोटी सी कोशिश है कि आप अगर क्वेश्चंस को लर्न कर रहे हैं उन्हें याद करने में आपको दिक्कत हो रही है या आप क्वेश्चंस को कैसे लर्न करोगे, आप ना भी लर्न कर पा रहे हो तो एग्ज़ाम में अगर कोई भी क्वेश्चन आ रहा है तो आप उसको किस तरीके से लिखोगे अगर आपको हिंदी में भी याद रहेगा. बिकॉज आई नो दैट ऑल द CBSE board students which are residing in India can able to write in English. Now the name of the chapter which I am going to discuss with you is the globalization and the Indian economy. Uh, I think this chapter is very important in today's view because nowadays globalization is very fast. It changes our technology, it changes the India. ग्लोबलाइजेशन की वजह से ही इस समय आज हमारा इंडिया डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज़ में या धीरे धीरे बहुत तेज़ी से तरक्की करता जा रहा है. तो ग्लोबलाइजेशन का जो टॉपिक है इससे बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन ज़रूर रहेगा, कल या परसों के बोर्ड के एग्जामिनेशन. तो इस चैप्टर को आप बहुत ध्यान से पढ़िएगा. तो इसमें कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं. सबसे फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन आपके पास आता है कि MNC क्या होती है. तो MNC का फुल फॉर्म होता है मल्टी नेशनल कंपनी. तो वो सारी कंपनीज मतलब MNC क्या होती है, एक ऐसी कंपनी जिसके बहुत सारे देशों में ब्रांचेस हो, ऑफिसेस हो, जिसने बहुत सारे देशों में अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा है. दैट मीन्स फॉर एग्जांपल सैमसंग, फॉर एग्जांपल Google, etc. These are the MNCs company. They have different branches in different countries. They have invested a lot of money in different countries. So MNC, the full form of MNC is multinational company, and multinational company से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आप ज़रूर याद कर लीजिएगा, व्हाट इज़ MNC. इसके बाद सेकंड क्वेश्चन यहाँ पर आ रहा है कि जो मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज़ होती हैं अगर वो किसी देश में आती हैं तो वहाँ की लोकल कंपनीज़ को क्या फ़ायदा होता है, या मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी किसी लोकल कंपनी के साथ टाई अप करती है तो उस टाई अप से लोकल कंपनी को क्या फ़ायदा होता है. व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस व्हेन अ लोकल कंपनी टाइज अप विद अ multinational company. So I think there are two important advantages when any local company tie up with a multinational company. First one is the local company got the funding from the multinational company, and that funding, that means that investment, that money uh, is used by the local company in production, in buying different machines so that its profit becomes higher. Clear? Second advantage which the local company gets from the multinational company is that multinational company always brings latest technology to the local companies, because multinational companies are established generally in those countries which do not have the latest technology. So multinational company also brings the latest technology to that local companies. So tie-up of the local companies with multinational companies is beneficial for the local companies. Now the next question which I think is important is what is SEJ? SEZ. The question which is can be asked in your examination. What is SEZ? Now, what is the full form of SEZ? Full form of SEZ is Spatial Economic Zones. Spatial Economic Zones. Now, what is Spatial Economic Zones? Actually, Spatial Economic Zones are developed by the government of the country itself. That means the government of particular country uh, सेल्फ गवर्नमेंट जो होती है उस देश की, वो खुद ही वहाँ पे ऐसी इंटरनेशनल फैसिलिटीज़ क्रिएट करती है जिससे फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट वहाँ पर इजीली आ जाए. तो दैट मीन्स व्हाट इज़ द डेफिनेशन विच यू हैव टू लर्न फॉर spatial economic zone. These are the industrial zones. Spatial economic zones are the industrial zones. They are developed generally by the central state government or the state government, and in special economic zones, all the international facilities are available to multinational companies. That means roads are very nice, electricity are provided 24 by 7. That means all the 24 hours electricity, water supply, all those facilities are available there. International schools are available there. Transport, storage, and educational facilities are also available in that area. And high level quality. That means SEG is the special economic zones of industrial areas which are developed by the government itself to inspire the multinational company to do investment in those part of their country. Now, next question, which I think which is very important and can be asked in the examination, how the information and communication technology, that means ICT, how the information and communication technology has played a major role इन डेवलपिंग द इकोनॉमी। जैसे मतलब क्वेश्चन ऐसा हो सकता है कि आईसीटी इंफॉर्मेशन कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी ने आजकल के डेवलपमेंट में क्या इम्पोर्टेंट योगदान दिया है। तो हाउ डज द इंफॉर्मेशन कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी हेल्प अस इन इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ? नंबर वन, व्हेन यू नो ऑल, अभी आप इसको थोड़ा सा हिंदी में समझ लो। आज कंप्यूटर हो गया, आज इंटरनेट हो गया। आप देखिए रिमोट एरियाज में, आप मान लीजिए विलेज एरियाज में भी है या कहीं का भी कोई भी टीचर हो, इवन फ्रॉम द फॉरेन कंट्री टीचर्स यू कैन स्टडी इजीली। नाउ केवल पढ़ाई ही नहीं कर सकते हो, बट वी ऑल्सो sell our services also to international platform and in a very low cost. So it is done because of the information technology. So what is the advantages of information and communication technology for the economy? That means number one, all the it facilitates all nahi, it facilitates communication from remote areas to the international platform. Second, we can send instantly the electronic messages, electronic voices. We can reach our customers in a little bit of seconds. We can sell and purchase anything over the wide world. So these are the two main points on how the information and communication technology help us. Now next question, just like what is SIG, I again repeated you that please learn what is definition of globalization, what is advantage of globalization, and what are disadvantages of globalization. ये तीनों क्वेश्चन कल आप परसों तैयार करके जाइएगा। तो हम शुरू करते हैं, व्हाट इज डेफिनेशन ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन। ग्लोबलाइजेशन होता क्या है? इट इज़ द प्रोसेस ऑफ interconnection between the countries by greater foreign investment and great foreign trade. मतलब कई देशों का या सभी देशों का आपस में जुड़ना, फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट को बढ़ावा देना और फॉरेन कस्टमर्स यानी फॉरेन ट्रेड को बढ़ावा देना। ट्रेड माने होता है व्यापार। तो ग्लोबलाइजेशन इज डिफाइंड एज प्रोसेस ऑफ इंटरकनेक्शन बिटवीन कंट्रीज बाय ग्रेटर फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड ग्रेट फॉरेन ट्रेड. So this is the definition of the globalization. Now, how the globalization benefited the producers, how the globalization benefited the consumers. That means what are the advantages of the globalization. मैं यहाँ पर एक बात और कहूँगी, अगर कोई भी बच्चा इसको बाद में भी देख रहा हो और उससे कोई हेल्प चाहिए तो sonika.anand.academy.com में फ़ोन नंबर्स पड़े हैं, वहाँ से आप मुझे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो। इसके अलावा अगर कोई ऐसा बच्चा है जो 10th में जा रहा हो तो वो फुल कोर्स परचेज़ करना चाहे या लाइव क्लासेस लेना चाहे तो आप एप्लीकेशन भी डाउनलोड कर सकता है। एप्लीकेशन का लिंक sonika.anand.academy.com से आपको मिल सकता है। ठीक है, आपका जो थंबनेल है उसमें नंबर वगैरह भी पड़े हैं। ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट अगेन। मैं और बता दूँ, पूरी क्लास 10th के पूरे मैथ्स के, स्पेशली मैथ्स और साइंस के तो लगभग पूरे लेक्चर्स मेंटेन है और जो लेटेस्ट बनता है हर साल का वो भी वहाँ पे अपडेट आपको मिलता जाएगा आपको थ्रू आउट द ईयर। नाउ व्हाट इज़ द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ द ग्लोबलाइजेशन? First, globalization increase the competition among the producers, among the suppliers. Moreover, consumers get better products, cheaper products because of the globalization. Because market is now open, not only to the consumers but also to the suppliers. Second is globalization uh, plays an important role in improvement of better technology, better credit facilities. Third point, consumers, consumers who are buying that goods and services. Consumers get more choices of goods and services as compared to the earlier times. Now, what are the disadvantages of the globalization? The main disadvantages of the globalization is the on the employees. Now, employees are not permanent. They do not secure their career because generally, because of globalizations, the employees are hired on the uh, temporary basis. Every employer gets the fees on the daily basis. Moreover, the employees have to work for larger hours and they get salary for at the minimum rate. So in this way, globalization has a very bad impact on the employees especially. Now next question, or we can also say that globalization has increased the sale of consumer good to a limited section, but not to a larger section. Because the larger section of the world is doesn't have the cell, doesn't know the new technologies, etc. So it is not overall development of the society. And globalization also increases the concentration of powers in some bigger hands. That means the all the bigger brands which can facilitate the marketing, etc., they get more benefit as compared to the smaller consumers. They don't know, they don't have extra money to facilitate the marketing, etc. So globalization also affect the smaller industrialists, the smaller owners. Okay. Now next question. So these are all the three concepts. What is globalization? What are advantages of globalization? And what are disadvantages of globalization? You simply learn two and three advantages and disadvantages. You will clear that question. Now next question. What are the things which a multinational company notice before establishing his industry in any site of any country? That means I also want to explain it in Hindi. कोई भी मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी कहीं पर भी अपनी डालने के पहले फैक्ट्री किन किन चीज़ों को कंसिडर करती है कि हम यहाँ पर अपनी फैक्ट्री को इस्टेब्लिश करें. फर्स्ट है अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ लेबर. That means before establishing any factory, the multinational company firstly always notice the availability of labor. That means he wants cheap labor facilities at that place so that their cost of production must be minimized. Second, availability of raw materials. MNC, that means multinational companies, also watch that on that place whether the raw materials are available at the cheaper cost or not. For example, in India, Odisha, and in Odisha, we have the place where we can easily get the raw materials for the steel plant. So most of the companies of steel authorities are established in the Odisha and MP, etc. Now, next, well developed infrastructure is also a great demand for multinational companies. Before establishing any factories, multinational companies uh, wants that there should be proper roads, there should be the facility of electricity, and there should be the facility of water supply, so that they prefer those areas where all these facilities of infrastructure are available from earlier. That's why nowadays, to attract the foreign investment in a country, the government established a special economic zones by itself to attract the foreign investment so that the employment in a country can be facilitated. Now, next one, the before establishing a country, next heading you can write the liberalized government policy. If any government have a lot of complex paperwork for establishing a foreign countries into a country, generally MNCs get off from. MNC doesn't want to establish their factory in that country. So they also notice what was the uh, what was the facilities, what are the rules and regulations which are provided by the government in order to facilitate the in establishing their countries. So, in the heading of liberalized government policies, you can write when the government encourages investment, it liberalizes trade policies so that multinational companies could set up their offices at that place. That means government make policies in such a way that multinational companies doesn't have any problem in the paperwork, etc., so that they will not invest in the in that part of country. Next, closeness to market. Multinational companies also watch that when their production is ready, when their goods are ready, they can easily sold, or the sites are close to the markets where they can sold their where they can sold their products which are, मतलब वो ये भी देखती हैं कि वहाँ से जहाँ पर उनको माल अपने गुड्स को बेचना है वो नज़दीक हो, या जहाँ उन्हें पहुँचाना है वहाँ तक पहुँचाने में उनका ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्जेस कम। तो इस तरीके से अगर क्वेश्चन आता है, मैं थोड़ा-सा हिंदी में आपके साथ डिस्कस करूँगी कि एमएनसी कहाँ पर अपनी फैक्ट्रीज़ को लगाना चाहती है। तो पहला पॉइंट आपका हो जाएगा अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ लेबर। वो देखेगी कहाँ पे मज़दूर मिले बहुत सारे और सस्ते मिलें। मतलब उनको जो उसे वेजेस देना हो, सैलरी देना हो, कम देना पड़े। सेकंड वो देखती है अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल, कि वहाँ पर रॉ मटेरियल जो कि उस फैक्ट्री में यूज़ होगा। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल जनरली अ फैक्ट्री वांट्स द वाटर, जनरली अ फैक्ट्री wants the electricity supply, generally a factory wants the raw material. For example, it is the factory of steel, that every MNC established the factory of steel near about the place where he can get from the steel from the earth, or from coal from the earth. इसके बाद आ गया the MNC also prefer to that sites which have well developed infrastructures, so that they can't even have any problem to go from one place to another. Not even their employees get problems in reaching to that place. So this is overall in this lesson. So again I am one question is एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ पर मुझे और समझ में आ रहा है कि what is the trade barrier or the quota? It can also be asked in one word question. What is quota? Quota is more important. Please learn it. Listen carefully. Quota are the government imposed trade restrictions. Main line is government imposed trade instructions. That means these are trade restrictions which are imposed by the government on the multinational companies, on the companies which came from foreign countries. They limit the number of goods and services that can be imported or exported from that particular company to that country. Okay, so according to my observation, what is such, that is a special economic zone, what are the impacts of globalization, how does ICT, information and communication technology, uh, these questions are very important, so please learn it, and after some hours I will take another lesson for you. Okay, if you like this, then please comment. Thank you.